Howdy YouTube, this is Serptonius. We're starting up a new Let's Play of Empyrion Galactic Survival. It's been a little while since we did a last recording. Last one was still in Alpha 3, I believe it was. We're now all the way up to Alpha 10. And doing a new season. Been lots of changes in Empyrion. I've been taking a little bit of time to get prepared for this. Like to actually kind of know a little bit of what I'm talking about before I get going. So let's jump right on in. We're going to do start a new game, single player. Now this has changed dramatically since we were going through it last. Survival, freedom. Like survival, unlimited health resources, and no hunger management, and full-on creative. No enemies, no constraints, off and running. There is also scenarios that we can do, but we're just going to do the straight-up basic survival. Going to go ahead and call this one Season 3. Set that as the name. We're gonna do the random a little bit. There we go. As you notice, the start location changes. The actual name changed, and how the universe, or not the universe, the solar system is laid out changes with that seed. I think that is quite interesting. So we're going to do a medium, start off medium, and then go from there. Start equipment, I'm not really worried about. Player progression, it's fine. Degradation, sorry, of the equipment. Turn that down to low. That's something new that they've added since I played last, I believe, last time I did a Let's Play. I believe that is new. Food consumption, oxygen, that was in when I did the last Let's Play. Leave those to normal. Temperature and radiation, that is brand new. But between the last Let's Play and this one. So if you stand too close to fuel sources, you get radiation. If you stand too close to engines or generators, you can take heat damage. So that is new. Amount of ore per deposit. We're going to set up to rich and turn down the number of deposits. What I found is that by having that in that configuration, it gives more room for other POIs, points of interest, to come in. I'm going to turn auto miner depletion off, especially considering I have number of deposits few. That again is something that they've added. Since I did the last Let's Play. I do not even know if they had auto miners in the last during the last Let's Play season. Enemy difficulty hard. Drone presence is high. Drone base attack high. Yes, there is a little bit of a risk with that, but on the flip side of that, you get much more resources from that. So all in all, I think that's a good thing. Going to turn the construction constructor craft speed up to fast, and the blueprint repair speed also up to fast for Let's Play reasons. This is new since the last one. Blueprint spawn limit. Whether you have to put the blueprint actually on a base or a capital vessel before it'll spawn in Like the fact that they added it, but then they added the ability to turn it off if you do not want to. Block limit for certain devices. I think for this one we're going to go ahead and leave that one off, because that gives the ability to have over the limit of guns and solar panels and such. Now, the thing that they've added in here recently that I really enjoy is the mass and the volume. It makes building vehicles much more interesting. It's a very unique design challenge. You cannot just put in a huge storage box and then fill it with infinite amount of gear. When you start putting stuff in, it'll slow the vehicle down. There's only so much that you can carry. It makes a lot of sense. I really like it. A lot of the older designs I have no longer work, but in a good way, I think, because it just puts a lot more emphasis on the actual build. So I like that. Planet size, we're going to do large. Again, that gives us more opportunities for points of interest of different stuff. Start location. We're going to do on this one. Planet is easy, right at standard gravity. The temperature for the planet itself, from 32 degrees to 107, that's not too bad. No radiation, atmosphere, and breathable oxygen. Just so we can look at the other ones, we have the arid. So our maximum temperature is rather high. And the radiation also is a problem if you're not in a suit, and the no breathable atmosphere. If you remember from my last season 2, I continually died on that Let's Play, and that ties back directly to that. And then this one is also temperate, but this one doesn't have any of the tutorial that we're going to go through. And it's since we haven't done a Let's Play in quite a while, we're just gonna keep it up with a normal temperate with the standard tutorial start and the start with the escape pod. The resources on this one is the iron, copper, silicon, and promethium. These really are the basic 4 that you need for just about every build. Excuse me. So these first 3 are the resources you're going to need with stone, and every planet has stone. And then your promethium is going to be your main fuel source. Gold is great because you can then use that at the trading stations, but that's not for a little bit. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Takes a little bit of time for it to load, and then we're going to start with the escape pod crashing down. There actually is a little bit of a story as to why the ship broke up the way that it did. And we will be doing those missions. It takes a little bit for it to load the first time. And really looking forward to get going again on a Let's Play of Empyrion. Looking around to see any wreckage. I don't see any. You can see this has changed quite a bit since the last Let's Play. Our zone that we're in is crash site. Probably that's where we're going to stay as soon as we can find some resources. Okay, so F to exit. Yes, we are going to do the Robinson Protocol, is what they call that. F1 to pick up that thing. Look around real quick, see if I see anything. That guy absolutely looks scary. And the first time I did an Alpha 10, I was like, oh my word, I'm going to die. He actually, you leave him alone, he'll leave you alone. Those have a real unique code that they've got along with them. They will run as a herd in a pack. You see them with that code right now. They're all looking up at me. I think that's fantastic. Really like the way that they have made progress with this game. Even the smoke coming off the escape pod looks real nice. So let's get started. Over in the far left, it's far right rather. It says Open PDA. I'm gonna do that. F1. It's our PDA, and we can click on the PDA log. So that's good. So that completed that task. Open inventory tab. So this is my character. These are all the different stuff that we have in our actual backpack. Says right click of the energy bar. So if you leave it in the inventory, you can do a shift right, or you can drag it down to the bar across the bottom, and well, looks like you left click it. So there we go. Now again, you can shift right click with it in the bar. So we're at barely half health and half food, so we've got a ways to go. So the survival tool is a new item that they've got. I like it. So whenever you select over to it, nice model, definitely a nice model. Now right click on it. It has the different modes: defense, resource drill, and salvage. So defense mode, it's not a incredible weapon, but it will kill the occasional pest. So right in front of us, this is a copper ore. We will be collecting those here in a little bit as part of the mission, I do believe. Yeah, this is just a regular rock. So right click resource drill to drill up the rocks. 5 clicks if I remember right, and F to pick it up, and we're good to go. This is another copper. You can see this one's got a little bit of a blue tinge. That is iron. Okay. This is another rock. So it wants to harvest and craft energy bar or juice. So looking around, so let's see. So getting up on this rock, we can see a little bit of what's going on around us. The bugs that are at my cursor will leave you alone unless you get too close to them, and then they will become hostile and start attacking you. For the most part, though, if you don't get too close to them, they will not chase after you. There are creatures here that will. This is a plant fiber. We will need that definitely later on. Here is some plant protein. Definitely need that. No, that's I was hoping to show a silicon rock, but still haven't run across that. This is a natural sweetener. I believe it used to be called alien honey. But quite fun. More rocks. Pretty nice little area here to start with. I don't see any resources though, which is a little bit disconcerting. Just looking around, trying to get a little lay of the land. Okay, here are some of those bugs. Again, they will leave you alone if you stay away from them. Get too close, you see they make a threatening gesture. And I got too close to him. So I want to get back to defense mode. And hopefully he will... So he's a level 3, so that's a little bit of a problem. Okay. So if you notice, I got stunned from that hit. That's not fun. So I just hit the F and it opened it up. If I do the Shift F, excuse me, it'll immediately pick it up and put it into my inventory. Also noticed that when I was playing with that guy, this spider nest POI showed up. So if I get close to that, spiders will show up, and they're about waist high, unpleasant, definitely. So let's not get close to his buddy. Don't need another one of those. Our health is quite low. So what we can do is we can eat some natural sweetener. Again, shift right, and my health will go up with that. So natural sweetener in the early game is a wonderful thing. Here's the other thing that I was looking for. Over here is a okay, here we have another spider nest. This is not a berry tree. I thought that was. That would be much too convenient. Okay, so we've got a copper deposit over there. Again, remember I set the deposit size to high, high. So that I think is normally a small in the last play that I did, but this time it came up as a medium. So that's good. Much larger deposit size. Okay, so I'm not finding one of the berry bushes unless this is one. It is not. If you got close and it was a berry bush, it would give you the chance to collect akua berries, I believe. I don't know what they're called currently, but that's what they were called back in previous versions. I guess let's go ahead and continue on. I'm going to hit the survival constructor. And it wants the 2-plat protein that we picked up just a few minutes ago. And it will construct that. Again, so if we eat the energy bar, that will give us 80 points of food out of our 500. But it will not give us any healing or stamina improvement. So that finished that out. Open the map. There is a crash shuttle. In the map is the M key. So again, there's that spider's nest that we need to be careful of. We've got a silicon and a copper deposit off in this direction. I'm going to go ahead and divert a little bit and get this natural sweetener so I can get my health up just a bit. Again, that's every little bit helps as far as the experience goes. So I always try to pick up all of the plants that I can. Quite a few of those little bugs, but again, if you just run through, they will leave you alone. You don't get too close to them. Well, I was hoping to find a little bit more, so I guess let's start. Need to start picking up some of these resources. There's iron over here, and that's in the direction of the crash shuttle we need to be heading towards anyway. Again, I'm just, I have that selected, heading towards it. Okay. And plant protein, those are regulars. Here's some silicon. So again, I was going to show you silicon whenever we ran across it. So that's the white flecked black rock. This will be the iron. And they roll like it's their job. So be careful with that. Mining them on a hill, they will go rolling. The other ores are not quite so prevalent to roll by themselves. So again, need to make sure that we stay away from that spider's nest. I have no interest in playing with those guys at this early stage. Once I get a shotgun on the go, they are a little more than a nuisance. And I'll readily take them on and clean them out. Where was the other iron? So every rock will normally give you 2 resource nodes as you pop it. I don't see the other one. See, there's this one, and there goes the other one. Ha! Rolling right by me. I wonder if that's what happened to the other one. Could be. Could be indeed. Okay. So we've got copper, silicon. Hopefully we've got an iron mine close by. Saw another iron deposit over here. Again, we need the experience points. It shows that we've got 50 experience points for popping that node, and then we've got the resources that we can build with as well that we're going to need whenever we're just starting out. Another reason why I'm doing this is it's gonna, after we so I held that a little bit too long, and that's you can see how it can drill out an area, and I think that popped that other node. I don't know what happened to it. I thought there was another silicon node close by. Okay. Go. Probably should have been picking up the copper when I saw it earlier, but I was just wanting to head over and check around what the area around. So here we found the small wreckage. So we've got iron, silicon, small iron, small silicon, and medium copper, all close by, which is really nice. So we got a small wreckage over here that we can investigate. But this crash shuttle, excuse me, is the location of our message that we want to head off to. We go back to the M. That is the yellow lighted one. So that is our destination. Another item. See here. Okay, that is the spiders that I was talking about that are such a pain in the butt. When you fire, they will want to run away. They do have a poisonous bite if they do get you. Now there's 2 of them. That's not fun. Really don't want to get into any of the other guys. Come on. Is there another one? Just him. Just him. So the shotgun, when I get it, it will be able to one-shot these guys. This is far from one-shotting. Okie dokie. Very lucky I was able to pull that off without getting any of the other ones aggravated at me. So call that a win. Let's see. Spoke too soon. This guy got... he's only level 1, so he should be pretty easy. If I can aim. Okay, got him as well. Again, just doing the Shift W to get that, or I'm sorry, Shift F to get that moved over to me as quickly as possible. So this is the crash shuttle. So there were some messages that popped by. I believe we hit F1 and PDA log, and it will say what's going on down here at the bottom. Check the wreckage for anything of interest. You can even use the wreckage as a base cap. It'll protect you against wildlife and the harsh weather. So that's a nice thing that you can pull off if you missed what went by. So I picked up another plant protein. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got 6. So I'm going to queue up 3 of those to be made. I'm going to leave them in my suit constructor, and while I do that, they actually will not perish. If I pull them out, then they will start perishing. So this is the beginning base. Not very well defended. You notice it's made of wood. That has a very, very low strength. Holes all in it. These are grow plots that will work with this grow light. So anything that's planted in here will grow, and then we can have that as our little farm, a 2-plot farm, a multi-boost. So this is my personal favorite. If I can, I will load up my armor with nothing but multi-boosts. Whenever we get to that point, we're more than a little bit off. I believe this is the, whenever we turn the base on, that will turn on that grow light. historically. You can sit down on the bench to get stamina for 30 seconds. Manual door. Base is not powered on. Let's see what else we got. So this is the power. Oh no, that's the oxygen. The oxygen is empty. Just looking around and seeing what's in our environment. This is the cargo box. This is the sprouts that I was talking about. These. Oh, and that one. So all four of these are different types of. This one will give you grain for the corn. The blue peppers will give you vegetables. Pear things will give you fruit. And plant fibers, obviously, give you plant fibers. So if we can, right off the bat, I'd probably do the pear thing and the sprout, because the fruit juice, actually, we can do that here. If you do the berries, you can get berry juice, give you 90 health and 25 stamina. The vegetable juice will give you 50 health. So not bad. So because we can do the vegetable juice. Oh, and this one doesn't do the fruit juice. Oh, okay. So good thing I checked. That means we need to do the vegetables until we get a little farther along. So, unlock the portable constructor. We're now level 3, so we've got quite a few things to unlock. Hit F3 to get to the menu. This is how the leveling system works. The main things that you can build in Empyrion are bases, capital vessels, small vessels, and hover vessels. Because I'm all the way up to level 3 already, I have 25 unlock points. So I can spend those however I want, unlocking base bits, capital vessel bits, small vessel bits, and hover vessel bits. Now, what also I can do is I've got miscellaneous things that I can unlock. Tools. This one I really want. But we're nowhere near the point where we can make one of those. And we need the promethium that I mentioned earlier to be able to make the energy cells for it, and we do not have that. The ore scanner we're also going to want. And here's that shotgun that I was talking about. We only have 25 points. Eventually we got rocket launchers and plasma cannons and all kinds of laser pistols. But right now, gotta walk before you can run. So let's do level 2. We can do the portable constructor. Now we do not need the portable heater and cooler at this point, so no reason to unlock that. These we will do later on. And here, the fuel packs for the small and the large and the fusion cell are the fuel that we're going to be using eventually. Now, I do have 20 points left available, so I am going to unlock the shotgun. That will serve us very well. Now, unfortunately, it says that it can only be made, these little color icons, in the portable, the small, SV, large, and advanced constructor. But it can be made in the portable constructor. So we need to get that on the go now. Excuse me. The multi-tool can be made in that one as well. We have the points. I'm going to go ahead and do it. The ore scanner will be good for the promethium that I keep talking about. So that's a good thing. Miscellaneous. I think that's all we need at this stage. I'm going to leave the 7 available unlock points. So we need to craft a portable. Again, so if we were on a inhospitable planet, we would want to unlock or we would like to create a water O2 condenser, if not a few. And that's made with 1 iron ore and 3 copper. We've got quite a bit of stuff as I was wandering around the last little bit. So now let's create a portable constructor. Again, that will be created in our inventory. Another thing that I like to do, so this is a little bit of ground right here. I don't know if I want to put it out there. I think I'd rather have it. Did I make a mistake? I think I made a mistake. I can't get out of here. Oh, that's awkward. Well, if I can't go up, I will try to go down. Well, that was a monumentally bad mistake. So, note to self, if you don't have your jump pack from your armor, do not build... Oh, no, don't want to get too close to that guy. Still at half health and no armor. So that's not really the time to be playing with him. So let's go put down our portable constructor, I guess at the bottom of our ramp. We've finished the first part of the Robinson protocol. Let's continue. I'm going to shift click these resources in here. Let's get weapons. And we do have enough for a shotgun, and I don't know how many of the... So I'm going to queue up 1 shotgun, 1 crafting of the shotgun shell is 30 bullets. So let's try 2 craftings. That'll give us 60 bullets. That's probably a bare minimum to get started with. Where did that guy go? Luckily, as I mentioned, they're basically harmless until you get too close. I don't know where he went. I will be looking forward to getting my suit built. Okay, so I now have a shotgun. I'll put that on 1, and my survival constructor on, or survival tool on 2. I have 30 bullets, or shells. Now have 60. And you notice, as I mentioned earlier, the mass and the volume. So I can only carry 50 volumes. Not exactly sure what the measurement is, but the volume I can only do 500, and then with all this stuff that I have on right now, it's 5. This guy's is 1 volume all by itself, as well as kilos. There's only so much that I can carry. Reload my gun. So now with a shotgun, I can basically one-shot everybody. So that's a good thing. So it wants to craft a motorbike. See if I can fit. Okay, so there's the armor that I'm wanting to get. Let's see, where is the motorbike? Here is the motorbike construction kit. Here's, okay. So I'm gonna queue up one motorbike. Looks like I barely have enough stuff right now. Because if you, well, let's see. Nope, I do have enough to make another one with all of the different bits, so that's good. So the way this works, this is the food items that I can make. So this perish time is 10. If I make this, its perish time is 18. So that's a little bit better. But if you notice, if I make a salami, perish time goes up to 166. So that's that. Here's that fruit juice that I was mentioning. Health of 50. I guess vegetables is basically the same. And so it's berry juice. That's the nice one with the 90. And then we've got our health items that we can make. We definitely want to make some of these. So if another item that has come along since the last Let's Play was the different types of effect. Dermal burns, frostbite, open wound, and necrosis can be fixed by this guy. This guy can fix radiation burns, and this one can do poisonous bites and dermal parasites. There's some nasty stuff floating around here. If I had any plant protein to go along with the plant fibers, I could make some bandages. Stomach pills, good for indigestion. The antibiotic pills, antitoxic pills, anti-parasite pills, and finally the anti-radiation pills. So I don't remember where I picked up that. I guess I can make an alien tooth. I thought I found an alien tooth. Anyway, might have been a different playthrough. So we've got a chainsaw. We got lots of different stuff that it wants us to do. Right now, I think it wants us to get out on the motorbike. Just wanted to kind of go through this a little bit more. So this is all up here in the top. This is all objects. You can then change it on things that are only applicable to a base, and then go through these options on the left hand side. This is going to be capital vessels that I mentioned earlier. These are the things that is part of it. And then we've got the small vessel, and finally the hover vessel. We're going to start off with a hover vessel and get that going and get out and about. But right now it wants us to craft a weapon. Well, we already did that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into basic equipment and say, look guy, I already built one of those. But now it wants us to craft a detector. So again, we're going to change it back over to all items. And detector is this guy. We can do that. We have enough resources that we've already picked up. And again, this is with the crafting speed turned up to fast. So you kind of get the idea on how long this stuff takes if it's not turned all the way up. So it's making that. Oh, we already have a ore scanner, so that's good to have. Carry that guy. I think what I'm going to do next is put all of these just in the portable constructor itself. Oh, and you notice up in the top right, we now have red items. that will show up. So the outer ring shows what the direction of that it found something. And again, if we will go to the detector we have, the max range. Let's see, move it up here. The max range is 1,000 meters with the hand detector. So with this one, if it is within 1 kilometer, we will see it on our radar. So up in the top right, you can see that there's one, and the inner circle will show how many, up to 4. So it says that there's one thing in the north, and there's one thing in the west. You notice that the first one on the inner ring is red, and then the next 3 are gray. That means that they're not, that it's just the one item in each direction. Oh, and so the purple is going to show the direction. So we can see how big the overall size of the world is. I remember, again, I picked the large, so it's pretty good size. So this guy, let's go ahead and create, and we can see how far out that is. Let's do waypoint. So again, I just clicked on the item that I want to set a waypoint to. Right click on it. I can do waypoint and then remove on approach. And then I can pick the different icon for it. And I'll just put on the star, accept. And now we can see that the new marker, because I failed to change the name, but it's 1.84 miles away. You could also see that when I clicked here, it shows here 1.84. While we're here, I'll just walk through a little bit more. So we found 1 out of the 6 deposits that are on this planet that are iron. 1 out of 4 of the silicon, 1 out of 5 of the copper, and I have found none of the 4 of the promethium. If you remember earlier, there was listed of gold, but none came in when it actually did the random generation of the planet. So the meteorites on depletion, iron, copper, silicon, and promethium. That means that when each one of these 4 items are depleted, I believe it's down to 30%. It'll then send down a meteorite that will help to repopulate the planet of only these 4. And now, granted, that is the only 4 that is on this planet. So that works out fine. And click on waypoint markers. So this one says 2.9 meters, 2.9 kilometers away, but this one shows, that's meters, and it's 1.84 miles. So that probably works out to be correct. Again, going through the UI just a little bit. This is the planet that we started on. We've got Thule. Click on planet info. We can see that that's a barren planet. Neodymium and Sathium. I guess it'll be these 2. They're the two of the next tier of resources that we need to get a hold of, beyond the ones that are on our starter planet. And this is an alien planet. Difficulty 4, so that's going to be a problem. It is oxygen breathable and basically normal gravity, but because it is difficulty 4, then the points of interest, or POIs, that are on that planet will be much harder. Now, an Arestrum, that is one of the final tier resources, so there's going to be deposits of that. This one is snow, very light gravity, so So that's going to be easy to get around on that. Cobalt is another one that we need. So this ice planet, or snow planet, has cobalt, neodymium, and sathium, as well as promethium. So that may be our next stop along the way. Those are all needed for the next tier. And this one is difficulty 4. Alien is unpleasant. Minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit up to 104, so that's a very cold planet. Much harder to get a hold of. But we're going to need the neodymium and sathium, so that's going to be at this one. So this one also has that, but it's a much higher, or it's a higher difficulty. And it does not have the cobalt that this one does, so we'll probably go there next. Planet, here's the registry of all of the different vehicles and bases. Right now there are none. Don't have any. This is the factory in which if you put in these different resources, again, the ones I've just talked about, like this guy, the cobalt, sathium, neodymium that I'm talking about, we can then build one of these bases. Again, but then this one also requires an unlock level of 12. We are not there yet. This is our the tutorial that we're going through. This one has the factions. So the Xerax is the traditional enemy faction of Empyrion. Talon is the natives, basically. They fight with crossbows and spears. Not very technologically advanced. And you'll see if you harvest a... Well, it won't stay up. But down in the bottom, if you harvest a plant in their area or destroy a plant, they definitely do not think that's nice, and they will give you a negative to the relation. Polaris is the technologically advanced faction. They're pretty friendly once you kill some Xerax. So this one, if you kill a Polaris, they give you minus 300 and instantly drop to unfriendly, but 25, plus 25 every time you kill a Xerax. Let's see, where was, oh, and then this one, if you kill a Xerax, you get plus 125 Talon and plus 75 Polaris. So you just run around killing the guys who don't like you to begin with, and these take care of themselves. We've already kind of gone over here. This is the player inventory, and then this is the player itself. So that's pretty much it for this first episode. We've got a lot to do, lots to see still. This guy, stay away, man. Just stay away. And you can see the last time we were playing, we were getting with this defense mode survival tool. Didn't really do that much. This guy, shotgun, one shot, one kill, no problem. That is good to go. See if there's anyone else around me. There's not. So put that in the survival constructor. Paris time is 7, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that into steak. And I'm in bad shape anyway, so do a natural sweetener, and I will eat that food, and that will wrap us up for the first episode. Thought I wrapped it up, but didn't quite get to it yet. So there's one meat, one steak. So that's given me 12 health and 104 food. So that is good. So quickly eat those up. And looks like we're going to be topped off right as we wrap up this episode. So we're good to go. And next episode, we will head off in that direction and see what trouble we can get into with that alien signal. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. If you like what you see, hit that like button down there. Feel free to subscribe. And as I create more Empyrion Galactic Let's Play, Empyrion Galactic Survival Let's Plays, then you'll get to see that. So have a good one, and catch you around, people.